Hello and welcome to the People First Forum, giving a voice to people with learning disabilities, newsletter for summer 2025. And on the front cover there's a lovely photo of some of our members all enjoying an ice cream at Corfe Village, which is where Corfe Castle is. Page 2. Welcome. We hope you are all well and enjoying reading this newsletter. We still have our social events and speaking up groups, and I've started some new ones too. Why not join our publicity group, where we can talk about how to promote People First Forum. We also have our accessibility group. You can find out more about what they have been doing in this newsletter. Have a lovely summer, and it would be great if you joined us at one or more. You can come to more than one. We'd love you all of them if you can, of our events. Best wishes from People First Forum. Page 3, gallery. And there's some pictures of different members at different events. It's lovely that everyone's having fun. Yeah, everyone's really happy in all them pictures, which just shows how good People First Forum is. Page 4, accessibility group. We want places to be as accessible as possible. We want people with disabilities to have the same experiences as everyone else. Our accessibility group have been looking at accessible park benches at the Dolphin Centre in Poole, that shopping centre, more buses, so that's the buses that go from Poole, the South Western Railway, Upton Country Park and Castle Point. We check for easy read signs and information, physical access, paths and ramps, toilets, transport, discounts, the noise, lighting, smell and sight, and seating. Page 5. We will then feed back to the place and let them know how good they are. We also let them know how they could be better. Simon Shave said, I love to find out what is wrong with things so that we can help to fix it. One drop curb at a time. Being part of the accessibility group helps me to do that. If you would like to be part of this fantastic group, call us on 01202 051 014 or email the office at admin1@peoplefirstforum.co.uk. Page 6. A health event. So at this health event, which is on July the 17th, between 11 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. at the Rosmore Leisure Centre in Herbert Avenue in Poole, postcode BH124HR, you can find out about healthy living, physical health, mental well-being and health checks. And there's free tea and coffee, and well, I think they should have biscuits free as well, but don't tell anyone. And you can book online at www.peoplefirstforum.co.uk/bookings, or you can call the office on 01202 051 014. Page 7. Oh, that's a nice picture. Yeah, a nice picture. There's a big whale at the bottom of the sea and lots of smaller fish swimming above him. I bet that water's lovely and cool because it's, I don't know about you, but it's very hot at the moment and I could do with cooling down. So at the bottom of page 7, so there's 4 little images, and they'd be spread about all in the newsletter, and you need to put on what page they appear. Ooh, you can be a bit of a detective. Page 8, and it's sponsor September 2025, and that's to celebrate 25 years of self-advocacy. You can get involved and raise money by cycling, walking, and also a quiz night. Page 9. You can join our sponsored events, and they take place as a sponsored walk on Wednesday the 17th of September. There's a sponsored bike ride on Tuesday the 23rd of September. And the quiz night, that's the date for that's got to be confirmed because we don't know it yet. But I'm sure if you're interested and phone up the office or send an email, then we'll know that lots of people want to go, as they usually do, to quiz nights, and then it'll be amazing and we can book it up. Or, if you want to do your own sponsored event, we can help you to run it. That's anything that you'd like to do that might be able to raise money for People First Forum and the self-advocacy team. Brilliant. That's excellent, isn't it? Page 10. People First Forum Speaking Up Group. Come join us for a chat and afternoon tea. So that's tea and cake, and that's at the Water Lily Cafe, and you can get tea and cake there for £4.50. But you need to take your own money, so you need to take your own £4.50, where you'll pay for yourself. And that is on August the 5th from 1 o'clock in the afternoon until 2:30 in the afternoon. And if you don't know where the Water Lily Cafe is, it's in Christchurch on 131 Barrack Road, and the postcode is BH23 2AW. And if you want more information about that, just like everything else, you can phone the office if you want to on 01202 051 014. Page 11, our events, and they're from July 2025 up until September 2025. Oh, I've just spotted one of those hidden images. Well, I shouldn't have told you that, should I? Because you need to find them yourself. Don't tell anyone, I've let you know. Page 12, so our events. So here is some information about our events for the next 3 months. Our events are split into 3 areas. So there's online sessions, that's our online sessions which are on Zoom. There's social events, so there you can meet up with other members and take part in activities. And there's speaking up and advice sessions. So if you go to them, it's a chance to get help or advice. There'll be different people there to give you advice. Social events and our speaking up groups need to be booked before the day, and you can book on our website or over the phone. And to remind you, our website is www.peoplefirstforum.co.uk, and you'll find the booking section, surprisingly, on the booking page, or you can call us on 01202 051 014. Page 13. So these are events for July 2025. On the 3rd of July, there's an information drop-in, and that takes place on Boscombe High Street between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. and it's free. It says if the weather is nice, our van will be on the High Street at Boscombe Market. On Friday, July the 4th, there's a trip to Weymouth. So it says 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. So you need to meet at Poole train station. It costs £13, so £13 for the train fare. And remember to bring money for lunch. So there's a trip by train to Weymouth for a day out. You will need a packed lunch or money for lunch. On Monday, July the 7th, there's Friends Forum Online, and that takes place on Zoom from 7:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. and it's free, and it's our monthly online speaking up group on Zoom. Page 14. Go Forum, and that's on Thursday, July the 10th, and that takes place in Poole Park and at the Cricket Pavilion hall that's there, or building I should say, and so it's free and it takes place from 1:30 p.m. until 3 p.m. Join us for our speaking up session in Poole. On Saturday, July the 12th, is the Born Free Pride Parade, and it takes place from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. at East Overcliff Drive in Bournemouth, and it's free. We will be walking the Born Free Pride Parade, celebrating the LGBT, so that's lesbian, gay, bisexual and transsexual community. Meet at our van. The parade leaves at 11 a.m, but they want people there ready to 10 a.m. The parade finishes at Merritt Park. On Monday, July the 14th, there's coffee and games at Flirt, and that's from 1 p.m. in the afternoon until 3 p.m. in the afternoon at Flirt Cafe in the Triangle in Bournemouth. But make sure that you bring money for lunch. Join us for some games and trivia at Flirt Cafe. Page 15. Accessibility Group, and that's on Tuesday, July the 15th from 12:30 p.m. until 2:30 p.m. at the Boom Battle Bar, BH2 in Bournemouth, postcode BH2 5AU, and it's free. And this month we will be looking at how accessible Boom Battle Bar is. So we'll be having a good look around there to make sure that it's accessible for disabled people. Oh, there's a trip to Dorchester on Wednesday, July the 23rd. And that's from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. So you'll need to meet at Poole train station. And it's £12 for the train to get to Dorchester, which you'll need to pay for yourself. We will walk around Dorchester town during the morning, have a picnic lunch, and then visit a museum in the afternoon. But make sure that either you bring your own packed lunch or that you've got money to buy your lunch. On Tuesday, July the 29th, there's a publicity group, and that takes place from 1 p.m. until 2:30 p.m. and that's at Rosmore Leisure Centre in Herbert Avenue, postcode BH124HR, and that's free. Come and help decide how we should advertise ourselves in the local area and on social media. Page 16. There's an information drop-in, and that takes place on Thursday, July the 31st. We will be there between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. on Poole High Street, and it's free. If the weather is nice, our van will be on the High Street at Poole Market. Now it's time for August. And there's a Speak Up Christchurch on Tuesday, August the 5th. Takes place from 1 p.m. until 2:30 p.m. at the Water Lily Cafe in Christchurch, postcode BH23 2AW. But make sure that you bring money for food and drinks. Join us for a drink and something to eat at this month's Speaking Up session in Christchurch. On Wednesday, August the 6th, there is Speak Up Boscombe, and that takes place from 12:30 p.m. until 2 p.m. at the Joy Cafe at Churchill Gardens in Boscombe, postcode BH1 4ES. And make sure once again that you bring money for food and drinks. Join us for a drink and something to eat at this month's Speaking Up session in Boscombe. Page 17. Art in Nature, and that's on Thursday, August the 7th, from 12:30 p.m. until 3 p.m. in Poole Park, in Poole, postcode BH152SF, and it's free. An art session in Poole Park. Get ready to be creative and make something fantastic. There's an information drop-in on Monday, August the 11th. And that's in Christchurch on the High Street, and we will be there between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. and it's free. If the weather is nice, our van will be on the High Street at Christchurch Market. On Monday, August the 11th, there's a Friends Forum picnic. Whoa! And that takes place from 6 p.m, that's in the late afternoon, until 8 p.m. And that's in Poole Park at the Cricket Pavilion in Poole, postcode BH152SF, and it's free. But you must make sure that you bring your own picnic and join us for some games at our annual Friends Forum picnic. Page 18. Go Forum, and that's on Thursday, August the 14th, from 1:30 p.m. until 3 p.m. And that's at the Poole Park Cricket Pavilion in Poole, postcode BH152SF, and it's free. Join us for this month's Speaking Up group in Poole. There's a litter pick. That's brilliant, because so many people drop rubbish all over the place, don't they? They just throw it out their hands and drop it on the floor. So we're going to make a difference. Okay, and the litter pick is on Tuesday, August the 19th, from 12 p.m. until 3 p.m. So we'll meet at the house at Upton Country Park, and it's free. We will walk around Upton Country Park to Asda, along Holes Bay, picking up litter along the way. That's a good job. Well done if you go there, because, yeah, you do a brilliant job. Fireworks on Thursday, August the 21st, from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. at Poole Quay, at the bandstand. I don't know where the bandstand is. I didn't know there even was one, but anyway, there must be, in Poole, postcode BH151HU, and it's free. We will have a walk around the quay and then watch the fireworks. Whoa! Page 19. Publicity group on Tuesday, August the 26th from 1 p.m. until 2:30 p.m. at Rosmore Leisure Centre in Herbert Avenue, postcode BH124HR, and it's free. Come and help decide how we should advertise ourselves in the local area and on social media. Speak up and bowl! And that's on Wednesday, August the 27th from 12:30 p.m. until 3:30 p.m. at Hollywood Bowl in Poole Road in Branksome. And that will cost you £6.50. Join us for a speaking up session on our monthly topic and then 2 games of bowling afterwards. Information drop-in on Thursday, August the 28th. So we will be there between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. and that takes place on Poole High Street and it's free. If the weather is nice, our van will be on the High Street at Poole Market. Page 20. Now it's time for September. And it's Friends Forum online on Monday, September the 1st. And that takes place from 7:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. and it's on Zoom and it's free. Our monthly online speaking up group on Zoom. Ooh, sounds a bit dangerous. There's axe throwing, and that's on Tuesday, September the 2nd. And that takes place from 1 p.m. until 3 p.m. at Butcher's Coppice, Holloway Avenue, postcode BH11, so BH11 9JW, and that will cost £7. Come and try some axe throwing. Who can get the highest score? Ooh. It sounds fun, but it sounds a bit dangerous, but it's up to you. Whoa, what an adrenaline buzz. Go Forum on Thursday, September the 11th. And that's from 1:30 p.m. until 3 p.m. at the Poole Park Cricket Pavilion in Poole, postcode BH152SF, and it's free. Join us for this month's Speaking Up session in Poole. Page 21. Brownsea Island. Did you know that Brownsea Island used to be called Branksea Island? And the name was changed anyway. So this event at Brownsea Island, as it's called now, is on Friday, September the 12th. So it's from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. You'll need to meet at the Baden-Powell statue on Poole Quay, postcode BH151HU, and it will cost £15, £15 plus 50 pence. So £15.50. We will travel by boat to Brownsea Island and then look around the island. But remember, please bring a packed lunch. Otherwise you won't have anything to eat. On Thursday, September the 18th, there's an information drop-in. We will be there between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. and that's on Boscombe High Street and it's free. If the weather is nice, our van will be on the High Street at Boscombe Market. Accessibility group, and that's on Friday, September the 19th at Poole Quay. and it takes place from 12 p.m. until 3 p.m. So meet at the Quay pub on Poole Quay, postcode BH151HJ. Remember, please bring money for drinks. And this month we will be looking at how accessible some of the pubs are in Poole. So we'll be going around all the different pubs. A bit of a pub crawl really, but just an excuse, I think, to get drunk. Page 22. So we're going to Burley on Wednesday, September the 24th. And that's from 11:30 a.m. until 3 p.m. So meet at Queen's Head Pub, Chapel Lane, Burley. Postcode BH24 4AB. And remember, bring money for lunch. Join us for a day out in Burley. You can make your own way there or book a space to travel with us. And remember, the best way to book a space is to phone up the office on 01202 051 014. On Thursday, September the 25th, there's an information drop-in, and that's on Poole High Street, and we'll be there from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. and it's free. If the weather is nice, our van will be on the High Street at Poole Market. Underneath that there's a nice picture of a boat and a lighthouse to colour in. Page 23. There's a word search. Oh, I love those. I expect you do as well. There's lots of words to find about activities that we can do and activities that People First Forum do. It's brilliant. I hope you enjoy doing that, because I'm going to. The back page. So, if you want to contact us, our address is People First Forum, Rosmore Leisure Centre, Herbert Avenue, Poole, postcode BH124HR. Remember, you can phone us on 01202 051 014, and that number will work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday between 9:30am and 1pm. Or you can email at office.admin1@peoplefirstforum.co.uk. Of course, there's our website, which is www.peoplefirstforum.co.uk. And we're on Facebook. So just put in the search on Facebook, People First Forum, all one word.